So welcome again to another episode of Sermon Highlights. Today we're here, and I'm here with one of our own, Elder Sebastian Archer, who deliver a powerful message today, and David, a man after God's own heart. And I want to thank you, sir, for coming back here and giving us the takeaways, the highlights of the message that you preach today.
Thanks for having me, Elder Newell.
No worries.
So today's sermon was really around the topic, David, looking at the declaration that God placed in him, calling him a man after God's own heart.
Right.
And in the Christian world, when we think of heart, we're thinking of good intentions, a conscience that keeps us on a moral track, that really is an opportunity to develop or to link ourselves with God.
Yes.
Because, as you all know, man fell back in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve accepted the devil's temptation. And from ever since, God has been trying to get us back to that point where we are closely related with Him. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we're just straying, we're just going further and further away from God and end up being lost. So the whole purpose of this is to identify characteristics within us or that we can work on in developing in ourselves to better align our lives with that of Christ.
Wow.
So, for instance, God was impressed with David because he was a man of faith. Mm-hmm. David put all his trust in God. He knew that if he depended on God, that God would be there for him. In today's vernacular, we say God had his back. Mm-hmm. And David knew he could always depend on that,
yes, regardless
of what situation he was in. Mm-hmm. David was a man of integrity. That integrity goes a long way because that's what other people will use to judge you, yes, to determine whether they even want to have anything to do with you. And if sinful human beings like us can look at each other like that, then can you imagine how God looks at us? God expects us to have integrity. He expects us to be honest, to be truthful. David was also a man of love. Mm-hmm. Look at the amount of opportunities that he had to get rid of Saul. Saul was Israel's first king. Mm-hmm. That was an awesome opportunity. He was the guinea pig, so to speak, of the kingship, of the line of kings that Israel would experience. And yet it got to his head. The power, the seat of the kingship, this all got to his head and it led to his demise. Sooner and later he forgot all about who God was. He thought that, okay, I have a mighty army, so you know what? I'm the strongest person on earth here. I've had so many victories. I can do whatever I want to do. Why do I need God?
Right.
And with that mindset, the spirit of the devil slowly crept into his mind, and he never checked it. He just allowed it to go on until it got out of control. And before you know it, God rejected him. So God kicked him off the throne because God doesn't play games. God is serious about saving humans. He is serious about eradicating sin from the universe. And so if you are not gonna walk with him, after a while, he's not gonna have anything to do with you. So those were a few of the characteristics and I guess personality traits that God saw in David, and he locked onto that and worked with David to develop these traits and made him king. David got the benefit of being king just by who he was.
Wow.
So he ended up leading Israel, and he accomplished a whole lot for God. And as a matter of fact, Jesus Christ, when he came to earth, his lineage is through David. So I believe that when we go to heaven, David will be there.
Yes.
And I think that it's going to be a wonderful time when we can sit and talk with him and hear from him and his own experiences. And there's a whole lot more to his life that is recorded in the Bible, and we will learn all of these things from him. And so that is something that I look forward to, and I try to encourage everybody to align themselves with God, because one day he's going to come back.
Amen. Amen.
And that day is going to be too late if we haven't already accepted.
That's true. That's true. Well, David, a man after God's own heart. So I thank you for delivering that powerful message today. I thank you for coming back here and sharing with us the highlights, the main points of what you talk about today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.